all of you to our webinar today. What we're talking about today is a resource that basically can help you increase sales and profits while you're basically helping 100% of the candidates that your franchise attracts. So I do welcome all of you, and I really appreciate the fact that MRI has decided to recommend this resource. So I respect your time, and I want to go right ahead with the presentation. We are recording this, and so if you missed something and you've got some questions, we will be sending you a link where you can, basically rewatch this, and of course we're going to give you phone numbers that you can call at the end if you have any additional questions, and I will open the lines at the end to answer any questions that you may have. What we want to do, the name of our product is Happy Candidates, and I think what most of us want to do is we want to benefit from the candidates that our firms attract, and we will benefit more if, in fact, these candidates are happy and satisfied with what we do. Now, most MRI franchisees are no different than any other owner of a staffing and a recruiting firm. We're motivated sales and profits. You also want to make a difference. You want to improve the lives of the people that you touch. But again, our primary reason why any of us are in business is to make a profit so you can create the lifestyle that you want for yourself as well as the people that you love. 100% of the individuals, those that are attracted to your business, expect you to find them a job, a contract, or a temp assignment. And this is interesting because we've surveyed job seekers often over the last 2 years, and 100% of the people that send you a resume, whether they have spotty job histories, no experience, they can have all kinds of things that are not necessarily desirable in their backgrounds, but 100% of the people that send a resume to your franchise expect you to find them a job. And currently we're basically disappointing 95% of them. In fact, that's the number worldwide. On average, we place less than 5% of the people that we attract. And again, imagine the satisfaction for just a moment of being able to help all of them. Imagine the job of knowing that every single day you made a difference, you improved the lives of 100% of the people that your business attracted while you're consistently increasing your sales and profits. And that basically is what we were addressing with this particular resource. Now, you might be sitting there going, I know I place more than 5%. Is that really the number? There's reasons why our profession places less than 5% of the candidates we attract. Some of them lack skills, experience, stability. These represent the least placeable candidates. You and I both know that our clients want us to send them people that can hit the ground running. Some candidates have unrealistic expectations, or there's major red flags in their background, or quite frankly, they're outside of your niche. It's not what your franchise places. And so for these reasons, we place less than 5% of the people that send us resumes. However, the 95% of your candidate flow that you won't place, those are the candidates that call in the most frequently for updates. They expect you to find them a job. They expect you to provide them with career advice. They often made to the MRI office, and they're going to help me find a job because they feel they've put their career in your hands. And unfortunately, the 95% we don't place represent our greatest time waster. And they are the most vocal when you don't provide results. The interesting thing is when I first went into this business, if we didn't help somebody, they might tell their friend, they might tell their family, that I went to this firm, they did nothing for me. But now in a matter of minutes, when they're upset with us, they can get on social media and literally blast you to thousands of people. That's why this is an area that we had to address. We have to address the people that we don't place in jobs. In any type of relationship, people need to know 3 things. And this is whether it's a business relationship, a personal relationship. People want to know if they can trust you. They want to know if you care about them. And they want to know that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. When you don't place every candidate that comes to you or send you a resume in a job, their perception is that you have failed at all of the above. On the other side of this discussion, your success as a franchisee depends to a great extent on your ability to focus on the 5% of the candidates you will place in a full-time job or contract. And it's interesting, if you review right now the lowest producers in your office, chances are they're spending more time than your high achievers with the 95% of the people we don't place. They're giving free consulting, they're taking incoming update calls, they're providing, free advice. Sometimes they're even revising resumes for the people you're not going to place in jobs because it's easier to do that. It's easier to take those incoming calls than it is to make the planned outgoing calls. But imagine if you eliminated the time waster and now your whole team is focused on the 5% that you're going to place in jobs. Your reputation, however, does depend on your ability to nurture and form enduring relationships with 100% of the people who contact you for help. Now, those of you who have been on the call since the very beginning, you're probably thinking, okay, Barb just contradicted herself, because I'm telling you to focus on the 5% of the candidates you're going to place in jobs, while I'm also telling you to nurture the other 95%, while your main focus is still increasing sales and profits. Because you and I both know that's why we're in business. We're not in business to provide free advice. We're not in business to provide jobs for the people that work for us. We're in jobs to make a profit. And so I'd like to offer you two solutions. I don't believe in just, talking about problems. Let's talk about solutions here. Number one, you could create a resource that can help the individuals you won't place, or you could consider investing in a Happy Candidates career portal. And the reason that I developed this was it has bothered me since I've been in this profession. And I've been in this profession over 25 years. And when I first went into this profession, I knew I was in business to make a profit, but I was spending a lot of time helping the people that my clients didn't want to hire. I almost lost my business after being in business 6 months because my focus was on everybody. I was really, and the people that need us the most are not necessarily the people that our clients are going to hire. But imagine the priceless benefits in offering a resource that would provide these people with a free resume builder, a career advisor that would be similar to your prep, live weekly webinars where these job seekers can ask questions, weekly emails providing career advice, a 16-step process that shares some of the inside secrets that we use with these job seekers, and providing them an aggregate job board. The nice part about this is you can provide all of this to these candidates, and it won't take 1 minute of your time. You refer people to this resource, and basically they think you developed this for them, and it takes none of your time. So imagine the following benefits. You're going to help for them. We're invisible. They will not ever hear the name Barb or Bruno or ever hear the. It improves word-of-mouth advertising. You will have positive social media posts. It's amazing. The individuals that own our career portals, and I see Jim Kriegler is on the line. Welcome, Jim. Jim actually owns our career portal. And it's amazing the impact of this, and hopefully, Jim might make a comment when this call is over. But the social media posts are very positive, and you don't have call-ins from the candidates you won't place. In fact, it's funny. I had some owners call me after they invested, and they said, we've got to run something by you, Barbara. And I go, what? And they go, are you ready for this? Some of our recruiters told us that the favorite part of their job is giving free advice to candidates. They feel they have a social responsibility to do that. And so basically their sales team's favorite part of their job was giving free advice to people they were never going to place. And can you only imagine what that was costing the owners? I mean, that's crazy what that was, costing the owners, that this is their favorite part of their job. As a result, some of those recruiters were fired, because when the owners took that away from them, that was what they enjoyed most, was giving free advice. Staffing and recruiting firms have shared the following results with us, okay? Number one, by focusing on the 5% that you're going to place in jobs, you will increase your sales and profits. And I don't know any of us that own a business. That is our primary goal, is we always want to be more successful. And part of the things preventing you from being more successful is the time you're spending on people you're not going to place, all those incoming phone calls, and the negativity that's out there because we're not placing everybody in jobs. You will eliminate the greatest time waster. Imagine not getting any incoming calls from candidates you're not going to place in a job. Because once you send them to this resource, you give them something to do, they're not going to call you because they're very busy. They've got something that's going to keep them totally busy, where they're not going to call your office for advice because they're getting an email from your organization once a week giving them advice. They've got live calls that they think you're conducting for them. So they feel your arms are around them and that you're really helping them find a job. It absolutely stops those incoming calls from coming into your office. It also is going to add roughly 90 minutes to your sales team. When we surveyed the people that own our career portals, owners told us that it was at least putting 90 minutes back in the day of their recruiters. They had no idea how much time their recruiters were spending giving free advice until they actually monitored it, and they were shocked by it. They had no idea how much time their recruiters were spending on candidates they would not place, and it increases referrals, because now 100% of the people that come to you, you either place them in a job or you give them a great resource that helps them, so they're going to send other people to you because they're all happy, they're all satisfied. staffing and recruiting firms have also shared the following. And to be real honest with you, I did not anticipate these benefits. I did anticipate happier candidates. I did anticipate happier recruiters. I didn't realize how much it was going to increase sales and profits. You know, and the owners have said it's just incredible when we're focused on who we're going to place in jobs, Barb. The increase in sales and profits has been amazing to all of us. Many of the job seekers who are using the resources in the career portal are people we would have normally all but ignored. You know, and now it's funny because I get calls almost daily from recruiting firms saying, okay, Barb, we just got a cookie bouquet, we just got flowers, we just got a letter of commendation from our local high school because people are offering the career portal up to nonprofits, their local schools, any organization that is finding people jobs, you can offer this resource to. And they said, and we're getting increased referrals, and we're not doing anything. I mean, we're referring people to the career portal, but we almost feel guilty that we're getting these thank you notes and we're not doing anything for it. Well, you know, yes, they are. They set it up, and they're referring people to it. So, of course, they're the ones that are going to get these accolades and thank you notes. Other benefits that have happened have included that this is a real differentiator from your competition. When you're doing something like this, you know, most other staffing and recruiting firms are not. Most other MRI franchises are not. So it really is a differentiator from your competition. The site also generates passive income. If you promote this site, you will get your investment back because we issue hundreds of checks every month to individuals because originally there were no paid services in the career portal. It was 100% free. Job seekers went in here, we gave them advice, we told them what to do, and it was helping them find jobs. But then we started getting a lot of requests. Can you look at my resume? Can you rewrite my resume? Can you update my LinkedIn profile? You know, do you have any assessment tests I can take that really show me what I can do? And so based on the requests of the job seekers, we do have some paid services. They can still go in and use this resource 100% free. But if we tell them what to do on their own, we show them what to do. But if they decide they don't want to do it and they want to pay somebody else, we've partnered with different services that will provide, you know, resume writing services, career consulting, you know, update their LinkedIn profile, and any income that is generated, we share the profits with you 50-50. And so literally this site will generate passive income for you. You will attract new clients. The best example I can give is there was an owner in Portland, Oregon. It was a small boutique firm, and he had been trying to get into a large technology company for 2 years. And he called again, making a marketing call, and they told him they were downsizing. They were laying 31 people off. And he said, you know, I've got this resource. Are you doing anything? I'll place it for these people. And they said no. And he said, I've got this resource that you can send your people to that will help them find a job. And they, of course, well, what is the cost? And he said, there is no cost. It's free. And so they said, okay, you know, we don't understand why you're offering us something, but we'll use it. So they did. And their laid-off employees loved having the resource. They loved the resource and went back to the company and thanked them, you know, for providing such a great resource. Within less than a month, this same company called the boutique firm and gave him 3 orders. And so we're going to give you a chance to work 3 orders. We're hiring 40 people this year. We laid off a little over 30 people that did not have the skill sets. We're going to be hiring 40. We just didn't want to break in a new recruiter. But you know what? Even our current resources have never cared about our employees. You know, you made us look like a hero to the people that we laid off. So anytime you call somebody who's downsizing, laying off, you can offer them your career portal at no charge to these companies. And again, it's a differentiator. And now this client, by the way, 2 years later, is his biggest client. And he can't thank us enough. He said, I would have never landed that client had it not been for this differentiator. Your existing clients will also want to utilize your career portal. Our clients utilize our career portal. I went out to our clients and said, we developed a career portal. I'm sure you're bombarded like we are from people you're never going to hire. And so we've got this resource. We'll give you the URL. If you want to send the people you're not going to hire here, we can help them find a job. And so, you know, most of our clients are referring the people they don't hire to our career portal. You're also able to reach out to people you've never been able to help. I think you and I are social workers who like money. I think that's who basically goes into our profession. I think that we love people. We want to make a difference. That's who we are. But sometimes that social working, you know, part of us gets in the way of making money. We can't hang an awning over anybody's desk that says nonprofit. And yet as owners, I find myself sometimes wanting to do things and help organizations and help other people that I know I really shouldn't be spending time on. Well, the Career Portal has given me, my church uses this, the local schools use the Career Portal. When I'm asked to speak at a job fair or asked to do something, I just provide the resource instead, and they love it because this is something they can utilize through their entire career. And again, it takes 15 minutes to set up, and all you do is refer people. I mean, you do none of the work. We do it all for you. Now, I think a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I'm going to briefly show you the Career Portal, and I'm going to show you mine. But what I want to explain to you is I'm going to give you a URL later in this program where you can go and you can go to one of our career portals and you can pretend you're a job seeker, and you can go there and, wait, hold on a second, here it is. You can go there and register as a job seeker and actually see what the Career Portal does. Now, what you're seeing in front of you right now is the home page of the Career Portal, and this is basically what your job seekers would see. And what's nice about this, what's really nice about the Career Portal is that, you basically send them here, and then all they do, they basically are going to utilize these resources, and, you don't do another thing. So when I came in, notice that I came in as a salesperson. I wanted to see sales jobs. So the Indeed Aggregate Job Board is here. And the reason we use the Indeed Aggregate Job Board is because it gives them access to 1,200 job boards in one place. And so when they put something in, if any jobs come in the Aggregate Job Board that are sales jobs, they're going to get an email from your Career Portal saying you got a match, and then they can click back on and apply for those jobs. What's more important than the Aggregate Job Board is this over the top. We're on the home page of the Career Portal, but you see these 3 tabs, Prepare, Search, and Connect, and Interview. If I click on Prepare, it basically walks a job seeker through the 6 steps involved in the preparation stage of a job search. You can see we've got how do you assess yourself, how do you select your targets and your personal brand, how do you create your resume. There's a free resume builder in here. There are sample cover letters. It shows them how to get references and testimonials. How do you improve? We give them, how do you improve when you're out there and you're basically going to, locations to try to find a job? How do you set standards? And then other additional tools. What's nice about the Career Portal is we broke down the job search into 3 steps. Prepare. The next step is Search and Connect. If they click on Search and Connect, it walks them through 5 steps. How do they market themselves? How do they network? How do they build a lifetime network? How do they schedule job interviews and informational interviews? Every time a job seeker asks us a question on one of our calls, we put it under the solution step here. For instance, how do I handle a group interview? What do I do? All those programs are under Solve. And then how do you maintain? How do they get interim employment? How do they, enhance their marketability? They ask us a lot of questions about how to work with a search firm. My recruiter isn't finding me anything. They don't realize that I own a search firm. And so I always represent us in the best light possible. I'm always telling them exactly, what we do and that this is a resource we're using to help them. And lastly, you've got the interviewing stage. And under interviewing, we've got research, meet, follow up, offer, and finalize. And the beauty about this program, again, is we're walking your job seekers step by step, through the process they have to basically follow to find a job. So anybody that comes to you, 100% of the people that come to you will now realize that you can help them all, that you can help 100% of them find a job. And that's, that's very comforting to the people that we represent. Now, you might ask, how do they, where are the paid services and what are the paid services? You can pay reviews. If they want their resume reviewed, they pay $7, and we have experts review their resume and give them feedback on their resume. The beautiful part about that is that the resume review, if they decide to have a resume written, that $7 is deducted off the price. And the nice part about this is that they basically when they get a resume, they will be 100% satisfied, or they don't pay for the resume. I mean, we basically give them 100% guarantee. And the reason we do that is we want to make sure that everybody is satisfied. We want to make sure that everybody, is satisfied with what we've done, and that they've got exactly what it is that they paid for. So we want 100% satisfaction. And so this is just a brief overview of the let's see, I want to go back to my PowerPoint presentation. Hold on just a second here. Okay, here we go. All right, there we are. And again, I'm going to give you a URL where you can log into the career portal and you can spend time in there and just see all the resources that you could offer everybody that comes to your firm. If you want to go in as a fictitious job seeker, this is the URL. It's www.myjobsearchresources.com. And what I would suggest that you do, you can make up a candidate. Make up a candidate that does what you place. Make up a candidate that does something totally different, and you will see how the resource works. The only thing that has to be accurate is your email address, and you'll start getting the weekly emails. You can sign up for one of the calls to see the caliber of the calls. And just so you know, and we're doing calls for job seekers, like I did one yesterday. And I said, is it the job market or is it you was our title? And when I get on, I just go, hi, welcome to our job seeker webinar this week. I don't give my name. They basically assume I work for you, and they're very grateful that you're doing these calls because I do 20 minutes of training and 40 minutes of answering their questions, which they love. You basically have three options. You can do nothing and continue to conduct your business the way you do. You can develop your own site or resources. It's a good idea, but I know it's very time-consuming. Or in a matter of minutes, you could set up a career portal like this and basically help everybody, provide this amazing resource so you as a franchisee can focus on increasing your sales and profits. Because that's why I developed this. I had two reasons in mind. Number one, as a business owner, I wanted to increase sales and profits. And my second thing was I really felt bad about all the people we don't place in jobs. In this candidate-driven marketplace, we have to nurture everybody because everybody's out there on social media. And people don't know if somebody has a sporadic work history, if they're not the type of people that we place. And so it just made us look bad. And I can tell you, after being in the market for 2 years, we have 100% client satisfaction. People love this resource. And so that's why I feel very comfortable, recommending this to you. I love that song, Happy by Pharrell Williams. It's really being overplayed right now because that song just instantly puts you in a good mood. I guarantee you that this career portal will have the same effect on the job seekers you refer and on your bottom line, which, again, I'm an owner. I understand why all of us are in business. If you want to view a tour of the Happy Candidates Career Portal, we have a recorded tour. You can call my office. If you write down this number, it's 219-663-9609, and we will email you the link. I don't expect any of you to, write this whole thing down because of the underscores, but we can email you this link, and this will give you a detailed tour. I gave you a real quick overview because I always try to limit my calls to 30 minutes because I respect your time. You're running a business, and I always try to limit the length of these calls, but if you want a more in-depth tour of Happy Candidates, you can go to this link, or again, we can send you a recording of this call, and if you've got any specific questions you want to ask me directly, that number can also, just tell them you want to talk to me, and I'd be more than glad to talk to any of you that are on this line today and answer any questions that you might have. What we're doing for the MRI franchisees is we're basically giving you a 40% discount. Currently, this product sells for $9.99 a year or $99 a month. And for anybody that wants to sign up for MRI, you basically can get a career portal at $5.99 or a monthly charge of $59. And the reason we came up with the monthly charge, too, is, I think that some people just want to make sure that this is something they're going to utilize, this is something that they see themselves doing. And so the monthly charge, we tried to make it the type of investment where when you look at that, it's not even $2 a day. And if you refer people here and they use any of the paid services, you're more than going to make that back. In fact, it should generate passive income for you. This offer, by the way, is not listed on our website. To take advantage of this offer, you would have to call our office, or you can send an email to support@staffingandrecruiting.com and just put career portal in the subject line, and we could basically walk you through how to set up a career portal. Literally, if any of you wanted to do this, you could have your career portal set up by this afternoon. It takes roughly 15 or 20 minutes, and that's how quickly you could, eliminate your greatest time waster, start increasing sales and profits, and get you and your whole team focused on those people you're going to place in jobs. because I think there's nothing more frustrating for all of us. We do all these marketing efforts. We get our name out there, and then half the time the people that are attracted to us, we know we're not going to place in jobs the minute we glance over their resume. But what's nice about this now is you can help them, and some of them are actually going to help generate passive income for you. So what I want to do now is I want to answer any questions that any of you may have, and I see, Jim, you do have your hand up, so hold on a second, Jim. Let me unmute your line. Let's see. Okay, Jim, I've got you unmuted. Did you have a question, or did you want to make a comment?
Can you hear me now okay?
I can hear you perfect.
Good. Well, I'd just like to make a comment. I've been using this for 2 years, and I've paid $9.99 for it, and I have always thought it was very worthwhile. What surprised me was how consistent it is, the weekly emails that come out. The people that I give this service to are shocked that there is communication from, they of course think it's from me. And I give this out to, basic, everyday, low-end candidates that contact me, college students that walk in my office. And I've also given it to executives who are, of course, overpriced and think they all should be presidents, and they end up being unemployed for, 6 months or a year. I give it to them as well, too. Barb's right. I have gotten thank you letters. It has increased my referrals. But a couple of the bigger things that it has really done, it has differentiated me from my competition, and I actually utilize that in my marketing presentation today. The suggestion, Barb, to utilize this as an outplacement service for all your existing customers, I do that. It works extremely well. It develops great customer loyalty. And you mentioned that it's very easy to set up. I think it took me a total of 10 minutes, and I'm all thumbs when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I did it myself. So I almost hesitate to do this because I don't want more competition on it, but it's a great service, and you've really priced it right, and I would highly recommend it to anybody that runs a search business. This is really a fantastic service.
Well, thanks, Jim. That was wonderful. I really greatly appreciate, and what you're hearing Jim say, we hear all the time, and Jim, thank you so much. Was there anything else? I'm going to mute your lines unless there's anything else.
No, I love the service. I mean, I was hesitant at first, but you're right. We do have such big time wasters. And if at first I had to continue talking to my staff about it. You got to use Happy Candidates. You got to use it. And I found out, as some of these other search firms that you talked about, was that my people love talking to people that they can't place. They're easy. Even I found myself. I did it myself too. But I'm not wasting my time anymore. I actually catch myself going, oops, I'm talking to a time waster. I end the conversation and I said, look, I've got to run, but I have something I want you to sign up for, and there's no charge for it, and you're going to love this. Mm-hmm. And it works so slick. And I move on to other marketing calls or recruiting calls or wherever I need to. I'd say that's probably the most valuable piece of it, frankly, for me.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Jim. I do want to share with you my biggest problem was my clients. I don't know about you, but as an owner, my clients would call me, and they always had a sister or a brother or a cousin or a daughter or a wife or husband that needed a job. And when a client referred somebody to me, I always felt the obligation of bringing the person in the office. I would do a resume for them. I would give them free career consulting. And it was a total waste of my time because they never were in the particular niche that we placed. And so, but my clients referred them. So, of course, I spent time with them. Now, I referred them to my career portal. They take none of my time whatsoever, and they're totally grateful. My clients always call me back and say, my God, that resource is amazing. We love it. Like that, my wife's so happy. My cousin found a job. And we get, on those weekly calls, I can tell you, every week people hop on those calls to give their success stories, to say what idea worked. And so it encourages the other job seekers. And think about this. These job seekers that we would have normally ignored, they're on these calls. They're not only benefit by the training, they're benefiting by the questions other job seekers are asking. And so they sit there and they're like, wow, that's such a good idea. And so, again, I don't see any additional questions. You've got the phone number in front of you. I'm in my office this week. I am not traveling. I am more than willing to talk to any of you that have any additional questions. But, we basically have had this in the job market for 2 years. We have had nobody that has taken down their career portal. We have 100% customer satisfaction, which in our profession, that says a lot. because we can be pretty hard to please as owners. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that, later this year, we are going to be rolling out a new version of this that will even give the job seekers more resources. So we constantly come to the career portal owners, we go to the job seeker and say, what else do you want us to do? What other ideas do you have? And so I am never satisfied with anything, and we will constantly continue to improve this and do everything we can to even make this a better resource, than it is right now. And again, we have had absolutely no complaints. We have nothing but testimonials from our clients. We would love to welcome you as our newest client. And any questions, just please call that number, 219-663-9609. I'm excited about having more MRI franchisees. I've admired your company for many years, and I've trained many of your, your franchisees, and I would love for you to take advantage of this resource. And again, we have special pricing strictly for MRI franchisees. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to hopefully setting up your career portals in the not-too-distant future. Thanks so much.